Now we're going to look at a shoulder lock from the armbar position. Gordo showed this to me last time he was up. Really awesome move. I had never seen it. It's very simple, not a lot of moving parts. We do need our hips to move up into them and rotate, but I'm not really sure how we'll defend against this. It's very, very high percentage and low risk. My favorite type of moves. If you screw it up or their grip's too tight, you can't get their shoulders to turn, you didn't lose anything. You still have your armbar position. Let's check it out. All right, I've done some things right. I have moved into the armbar position. I do have control of the arm, and my fingers need to be pointed towards the head. You're not going to be able to do it this way. So if your arms are this way, you can S-grip your hands and bring them through. That's usually my favorite transition type. So my hand is going to come up here, tight by my hip. I do want to isolate the elbow the best that I can. My hand's going to go on the floor, and my foot's going to come back here by the hip. And this, ironically, is just like our basic where we do our technical stand-up. Get up for a second, move. Here, technical stand-up. We're going to use that same mode. Foot by the hip, we brought it back. My hand is through, grabbing my own thigh. I'm going to lift my hips just like a technical stand-up, and I'm going to turn. Again, back. What we need to be mindful is that, one, my partner is not going to have any hands to tap with. Number two, my outside of my knee is typically over top of the face, so you can't hear what they're saying. It can also be very uncomfortable for the person on bottom on their face, and there's going to be a moment where they're thinking about their face because it hurts, and then all of a sudden there's going to be a ton of pressure on the shoulder. So what I tell people to do is, while I'm doing this in class, to start with their foot lifted up. As I start to rotate into this move, you're going to want to tap by dropping your foot, okay? If your foot's already on the floor, we have a tendency to tighten our core and bridge, and then your feet are doing something, your hands are doing something, your mouth's covered, and then all of a sudden your shoulder blows up. So this move can come on very quickly. We need to be careful, give our partners a chance to tap, okay? So here, I bring my arm through. I am isolating. My hand is high up by my thigh. My hand goes on the floor, and instead of having my foot up here by the shoulder, I'm going to bring my foot back here by the hip. You can see it's at a little bit of an angle. This one comes out. I want the outside of my knee to rest gently. From here, I am going to push up into him almost like I'm doing a hip bump, meaning coming forward this way, and then I'm going to turn my body almost like I'm doing a hip bump that way. So one, I'm up. Two, I turn, and you can see he tapped. Let go with your hands. From here, the pressure we want is this way. You see the pressure. If you're having trouble isolating the shoulder, it's probably because you didn't come up far enough and you're trying to turn right here, and while that's uncomfortable on the face, there's no pressure on the shoulder. So really push your hips up on top of them like a hip bump, and then turn to the outside, and there's your tap, okay? So I'm controlled, the arm comes through, and I'm here. I want to keep it tight. I want isolation of that elbow. Hand goes on the floor like our technical stand-up. I'm going to bring that foot out by the hip, and now watch, I'm going to push in. You see how my bottom has come off the floor. That's an important tip, not right here, okay? Up, so it's uncomfortable on the face, and then I'm going to turn my body. You can see he tapped. Comes on quick. Here, my arm is through. That outside foot goes all the way back by his hip, and you can see I'm heavy on his ribs here. Also heavy on the face, pushing into him. My hips come off the floor, and I'm going to turn. Again. Very simple move, not a lot of moving parts. Arm through, fingers towards the head. Foot out by the hip, up into him, and turn. One more time from that original angle. I'm here, fingers. Foot, hips, and turn. If you don't get it, armbar position, you know, same things that we always do. It's really easy. High percentage, low risk, and it can come out of nowhere. A lot of people haven't seen this. It works gi and no gi. That's another really good thing.